Awesome. I'll be able to stay at least 1.5 hours, I think, maybe 2. But I do
Okay.
have classes tomorrow, so I'll be able to stay at least 1.5
Okay,
hours,
now
I
I'm
think,
hearing
maybe
you
2.
both
But I do have
from
classes tomorrow, so.
you
Oh, then
talking
you
and
should.
from the stream delay. We
Okay,
need.
now I'm
hearing
You
you
need to
both
turn your own
from
stream
you
sound off, so
talking
mute it.
and from the
Otherwise,
stream
you get
delay. We
echo.
need. Yeah. That
Or
good?
you can,
And mute.
yeah, that works. This is fine.
Okay.
I also had that problem.
Yeah, it's worse that we have two people because we have the screen share chat going too.
Okay.
I'm mostly not going to be watching the chat because I don't have a second monitor.
Yeah, it's fine. I can manage the chat, I think.
Okay. Hey everyone. We're using the seed Mouth was using earlier for the archives run for testing. Specifically, we wanted to do this test in advance of trying to do an updated version of the Flying Brick Guide with both of us commenting.
Yay.
So we didn't want me to like master the farm in advance of that, but we wanted to do a proper test run, and so we figured that the best way to go would be a seed where the flying brick farm actually doesn't work because there aren't any prototype thrusters.
Yeah, so what we're going to be showing today is a version of the ZXC build. So basically just
A ZXC build specifically intending to farm hackware and materials and actually keep it, both for fabbing purposes because there are like 2 thrusters in all of materials here, and because we are targeting the archives lore, so we do want to have that, and also that naturally lends itself to a fab heavy sort of style. We are going to go for sort of a different build plan than
yeah.
Malthus did
If
earlier.
if I can interrupt you for a second.
Sure.
There's 2 things in the chat. Firstly, maybe you could still turn down your microphone a tiny bit, because in the chat they're saying
Still too
you're
loud?
louder than me. Yeah, maybe turn it down by 5 or 10%.
Yeah, I'll drop that in
And
OBS. We were testing this.
yeah, some people are confused which of us is which.
I'm the one you haven't heard on Pimsky streams before.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they haven't watched my stream. But
This
I'm
is true.
Pimsky.
I'm Bsen.
And welcome to the Cogmind Duo stream.
So
Okay.
I turned my mic down by 5%. Is this better, or should I go another 5% down?
I think there's 20 seconds delay or so, so you can start playing. If someone in the chat says something about changing audio volume again, I'll. Oh, someone says probably 5 more.
Okay.
So this is a bit of a test stream. We're gonna be adjusting things, testing stuff out, and then eventually the goal of this, if it's a lot of fun, we'll do it more often. But no, it says turn up Pimsky a tiny bit.
So the thing is, I can't turn up Pimsky separate from turning up the Cogmind game sounds.
Yeah, but you can turn down Cogmind and then turn up the desktop audio. Right? So Cogmind master volume down, and then you turn up the. I mean.
That's true, but maybe we should see how loud the Cogmind desktop sounds are compared to you first, because with not, because I'm not actually playing right now, and there's no corruption glitches and so forth, and so right now Cogmind isn't making any sounds to check.
Okay, let's first.
Yeah, let's check with like the scrapyard setup, and then give feedback on like which one should be turned up or down.
Yeah, so if there's any more feedback on volume, please put it in chat. This is the perfect time, and I'll pay attention to that. Meanwhile, what I was explaining, so in short, this is a bit of a test, and we're hoping to eventually be making new flying brick guide. So Bsen is going to be playing. So someone asked who's the one actually controlling the game. That's Bsen right now. I'm gonna be doing some of the commentary. I'm gonna be answering questions from chat and from Bsen, anything from tactics to strategy to etc. And then eventually we're gonna do a step-by-step guide of the flying brick with Bsen playing the game and me, well, explaining the tactics, etc. That's the plan.
Yeah, we wanted to test dual commentary first because it is kind of complicated, as you can see.
We've been busy the whole afternoon trying to set this up. Well, Bsen mostly. I was just reading my book and waiting.
I kind of
It's a good book though, so I don't mind.
I kind of like shooting the excavators for an improved terrain scanner just in the very early game. Like, I won't use it for long, but I will use it until I find something better for the slot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not really downsides, but
yeah,
it's
not
more
really
about if you
downsides
want to
unless,
spend your turns.
except that it takes a little time. You can see that I have the advanced option for pathfinding to not try to go around robots anymore. This is particularly because I fly a lot, and it started becoming annoying in really complicated dodge situations. For now, it doesn't really matter, but...
Okay. I have someone in chat saying that the game sound is good compared to my voice, but your voice is still a bit loud. So
okay, I'll turn myself down a little bit more.
Maybe another 5%. I think your microphone is just naturally loud or something.
Yeah, I actually am starting to wonder if the properties are really being applied to the ongoing stream. Like, is my audio improving? I turned it down another 5%, but yeah, tell me if it's not improving. We may have to stop the stream and restart.
I think it is improving because I saw the thingy on my screen share not going into red anymore. So.
Okay, yeah.
Chat says it's alright too. So.
Okay, then it is improving. So specifically for this build, we still want to target hackware, because we want to make sure that the hacking is set up. But we're not going to really target the flight units. Like, for the ZXC build, like, prototypes are nice, but you don't really need them anyway. So there's not all that much of a point. Like, sure, if you want to shoot haulers and you feel like it, go for it. But you don't have to, like, really stick around aiming to get them.
Yeah, not in this seed anyway.
Like, there's no point in this seed. And even in another seed, it's not something you really need for the ZXC
not
build
for the
anyway.
light feed. Yeah, that's a big contrast. So Bsen did a run earlier, and we talked about it a bit on Discord. And it turned out
these are crap. Even for ZXC, we're not taking them.
Yeah, they're really bad. But it turned out that you really need the prototype thrusters for the brick build to work properly. That it's a bit detrimental if you don't have them, but then if you play ZXC build, you're just fine with something like cesium ion thrusters or something.
Yeah, if you like, to the point where I'm definitely gonna, like, say in the guide, if you try to do this and you are having problems, like, either you cannot find prototype thrusters or you feel like you're failing the farm, just focus on the hacking suites and play the ZXC build, because you can convert to the brick build at any evolution if you find the right stuff, and you will be a lot less miserable until you find the right stuff.
Okay, but you know, like, if
the brick build is a lot easier to fly, but if you have to fly something without prototype thrusters, fly the ZXC build.
Yeah, it's easier to set up definitely, but personally, once you have the setup, I think brick build is just really nice.
Yeah,
It's just
that's what I'm saying. The brick build is a lot easier to fly once you have it. It
hmm
has lower attrition because it puts a lot more of its parts into helping you survive, unless you happen to be like extremely good at stealth.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do think stealth is still important for the brick build definitely,
Stealth is
but
still
it's a lot more
important, but
forgiving.
brick is, yeah, it's a lot more forgiving if you're not used to the area or if you're not very good at stealth yet.
hmm
Is
Yep.
this grunt
Okay.
not coming?
Sorry, what?
There's a
Oh,
grunt out here.
oh, okay. Sometimes you have to step out and bait in my sense, or you'll have to shoot the
I already
hauler.
did
Maybe it's
that.
already
It went away. It was over here before.
okay.
Grunt didn't see me then. Okay, now it saw me.
Yeah, I think you're fine there. Let me check how many people are watching actually. 7 now. Huh. Okay. It's a decent number.
There we go.
Um, some people are asking, is there any particular win in mind for After Archives season? Or what are you planning? Please
So,
enlighten us.
I am definitely not planning to like attempt W3 like Mouth did. Mouth was specifically setting up his build to also do a W3 the whole way through. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if after archives there's stuff that like suggests that a particular uh, win might be viable and interesting beyond a W0, then I may go that way. For example, if the SGEMP quest is still offered with the
Mm-hmm.
archives event, I may try to do that. Otherwise, just like uh, if a particular win's available, or if it, it suggests that it would be pretty viable on the build to go and do certain types of exploring of things I haven't seen, then yeah, go for it. Otherwise, a W0 lore run. In terms
So generally, we're just gonna do archives and then we'll see. And
archives, and then we'll see in terms of specific branch planning. So storage is known to be on -7 on this seed. So is Zion. We do specifically don't want to imprint because we want to be able to really use terminals.
Mhm.
And so we could potentially go to storage. That might be an interesting thing to do. We could head into the caves anyway just to dump alert and get derelict logs and other nice stuff, or we could go straight up.
Mhm.
Obviously, DM is then on -6. We uh, will want to go to the DM for his help. We will not do DC. Mouth did DC, but
Mhm.
DC doesn't play really well with Fab Heavy, and also doesn't play really well with the fact that I am likely to also do some lore hacking as we go, and I do want to start in on analyses. Uh,
Mhm.
Based on, like, I have literally a text file that show that lists like things I want to try lore hacking for. Uh,
Okay.
and
I have a couple of messages from chat, by the way.
okay,
Someone saying W3 requires no extra prep. Just be careful in quarantine. So that's
yeah, I
so.
I did watch parts of Mouth stream on and off. I stopped when he went to do a thing in quarantine that I hadn't done.
Okay. So
But I
I'm
picked
not gonna
up.
spoil it, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
did sort of pick up the hint that that's probably one of the necessary things, in that he because he went out of his way to do it.
hmm
And so yeah, I have a fairly good idea what W3 is. Uh,
Okay. It should definitely be still be possible after Airgrave. So maybe
it
let's
probably
do it.
like, I'm pretty sure it's still quite possible without DC, which is like the big major deviation that I have from Melt's plan. So I'll see. Depends on how the build goes. As for other branch plans, -5 is Zerov, who we are definitely going to see in a sense. And then -4 is where extension is. And so we're definitely going through extension because we want archives event. That's the entire point.
Yeah. Mojo said in chat that -7 storage isn't great in his opinion. So what do you think of that? Is -7 storage maybe because personally I never do storage on -7 with the brick build because you always want both Zion.
Yeah, you
Zion
always want both
and
Zion and DC, so you can't do -7 storage and still do everything. I would say -7 storage, you can get a lot of good stuff in there,
It's
but
quite difficult doing both factory level and storage level on low core.
yeah,
And
it's the lowest core factory level, and storage is so cramped that you basically have to do combat.
yeah,
And
you
because of
can't
that, you're
do
still
glide in there.
doing -7 itself on combat, so
And
it's
not
pretty
only
hard to
combat,
do.
but also the combat farm build that spends most its slots on storage. So that's even worse.
Yeah, it's also a suboptimal combat build, though I would note that the farm for the ZXC hacker build specifically doesn't need quite as much storage because you often don't carry an entire second build around with you. You carry the hacking suites and your sensor plus signal interpreter combo, and then often the point where you switch is actually like in combat. While you're playing combat, going around finding fabricators, you also find a flight unit cache. And you use that cache to make the switch. So you have to carry slightly less, and so it is slightly more forgiving on the combat end. So I don't think we'll go to -7 storage, but it is still an option depending on how this goes.
Okay, let's see. Let's continue gameplay and let's see where we end up.
So I think
Rain says hi, by the way, and Mojo says that the stream is nice. So,
hi Rain,
popular.
thanks Mojo. We got lucky and our terrain scanner revealed this terminal over here. I'm gonna go. I want to go there for starters, just because I want. Okay, that's the operator. We don't really care if it calls a squad, but it would be nice to not be spotted. I think this is its terminal, so that we can actually use the terminal.
Terminus says hi, by the way.
Hi, Terminus.
Okay, so thoughts on hacks? What do we want?
So, obviously, we could do some indirects, but it would have to be the easier ones because this is a security level 2.
Are you going for any Trojans or?
For Trojans, I would say either botnet or operators, because we do want the operators, and botnet is just broadly useful.
Yeah, I personally like those a lot, and they have decently high percentages even on level 2 terminals.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there's something better available.
Yeah, branch access, we don't really want the mines unless we find explosives, and on here there's only going to be the mines. Plus, in materials, there's guaranteed exit ID on site, so we don't really need that.
Yeah, I reckon the only really other useful one, except from Trojans here, is maybe locate traps, but that's also not a huge deal. So.
Yeah. The traps in -10 are not very threatening.
Well, I had one run where I tried to stream for the first time. No, wait, never mind. I tried to record a video for the first time. That was when I tried to do the flight guide. And on -10, I got, I believe, somewhere between 10 and 15, what are they called? Blade traps. Got completely obliterated. I re-equipped my stuff, and before I was done doing that, I got hit like 15 times. It was super frustrating.
Let's shoo this guy. Not that we really care very much about what the grunt dropped, but...
As an answer to Rain, by the way, no, Beeson can't see the chat. I conveniently have 2 screens right now, but Beeson doesn't, so I'm
Yeah,
paying
I
attention to
only
the
have
chat.
the one
And,
monitor, and in order to play Cogmind at like a good streaming resolution, it really has to be full screen.
yeah, so that's why. But I can monitor chat. Otherwise, it's I mean, there's often stuff for me to comment on, but Beeson's doing the gameplay, so I also have a lot of time to monitor chat.
Oh, we got the hover unit, but he's gonna call a squad. That's fine. We'll come back from later.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice level 1 terminal.
We should be able to get operators here, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, there's also a
Terminal index. I think that's better, just because it gives us a way to do a lot more hacking. Okay, so there's only 6 more terminals on the floor, but that's still pretty good.
Rain is asking if we can boost my volume a little bit. Is that maybe a
over
possibility?
the Cogmind game volume?
I think so.
Okay. Let me just open my volume mixer and boost that on the desktop. How much did he want it boosted?
Doesn't say specifically. So maybe just a tiny bit. Set it to 15 or so. I don't know.
Okay, so it turns out, so I have everything sort of neutral. It turns out if I try to boost specifically Discord, it boosts everything. So I'll have to turn my broader volume up and then turn Cogmind down. Hang on. Oh, no, it's boosting total, but it's leaving everything else the same.
20% maybe, it says in the chat. From Rain.
Okay.
I hope this is better.
Yeah, that should be just under 20% over the Cogmind sounds. Is that good?
I think it's okay.
All right.
But if it's not okay, we'll hear from chat again.
Yeah, just let me know if there's any needed changes. Okay, given that we know that there's crap in the haulers, we're not going to bother. We are going to bother with Trojan operators. And then,
if I can make one tiny remark.
Mhm.
We know there's no good prototype thrusters in the haulers, but there are often good prototype kinetic weapons.
That's true.
And personally, I find this very efficient on builds that don't dedicate a lot of slots to other combat utilities like heat sinks.
Yeah, that's true.
They're very effective on their own.
Because thermal, you really need heat sinks, and EM, yeah, it's plus salvage, but also there's explosions, and there's a chance of frying all the sensitive stuff we actually want to farm.
Mm-hmm.
Completely useless.
Yeah, that's completely useless. Okay, but
I'm going to give botnet a try now that we have operators, and then I'm probably done with this terminal.
Yeah. I do want to say that at least for -10, this is pretty much normal. You're not expecting prototype thrusters or prototype guns on -10 usually, but on -9 and -8, they're often there.
Yeah, also -9 and -8, you really want to make sure, if you can, that you get all the out-of-depth stockpiles. Not just because at -9, out-of-depth stockpiles start being able to have rating 3 parts, which is where you find both the advanced versions of your sensor signal interpreter pair, which are really good and will serve you, well, really good for materials. They'll serve you for a very long time. It's basically not until like late factory to research that you ever have to worry about wanting anything more than that. We don't need the signal interpreter because all it does for us is identify exits, and I can do that on my own by sight.
I'd personally say it's worth more than an aluminium leg because you're not going to want to use the legs, and if you want to quickly identify an exit once we leave this level, it's better to already have one.
No, but in materials, I can do that entirely by sight. I don't need a signal interpreter to do it.
Oh yeah, because of course storage is not an issue. Yeah, then you're right. Then we don't need it.
Storage is not an issue, but even unseeded, when storage can appear in materials, you can still always distinguish it from main exits out of materials on site. There's a way.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
The trick is, you know how the most common setup for a materials main exit is it's in the middle of this dead end in a 3-wide corridor?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way they ever show up.
Okay.
So if you see a materials exit that like doesn't have mining gear or so forth, but it's in a wider space, or there's like a corridor, or like the corridor continues through it without obviously being a case of it started as that dead end, but then a second tunnel joined up to it from the other side or whatever, you know it's a branch. It might be unmarked mines, it might be storage, but you know for a fact that it's a branch.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I'll have to keep attention to that.
Yeah.
Pay attention to that in the future.
Yeah, I remember hearing it in chat, and then it checked out over the course of my runs, so.
Okay. I've been able to identify a lot of exits usually. There's some other little tricks like counting corridor tiles to see what hallway could contain an exit, etc.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard of this particular trick, so that's a good one.
Yeah, like all that stuff is definitely super useful. But yeah, materials you don't actually. If you know that, you don't actually need the signal interpreter, at least to say main versus branch. To say like, is this a mines that happens to have no mining equipment versus storage? Then you actually need the interpreter.
Yeah, on the Flying Brick Build farm though, you often want storage. So then I do still think signal interpreters are pretty nice to have. Terminus is asking in the chat if we're going to hit mines. I don't think we're going to, right?
We have no particular need for mines. Mines is kind of nice if you actually have explosives, just because because explosives take most of the risk out of it, and not and dealing with fewer patrols from having lower alert is nice.
Okay. Can I say something quickly?
Sure.
Because part of the reason I'm here is also to see what you're doing differently from what I would do with the flying setup.
Yeah.
I noticed there in your movement there was a tiny bit. You could have either waited in the hallway or gone back one tile earlier, I think, and avoided one shot from the grunt. So if you waited in the hallway instead of moving,
wait in the hallway and use that as a bottleneck.
Yeah, so you can use the bottom.
That's true, because it's 1 wide.
Yeah, so that.
So like wait here.
Shot. That's not a big deal, but
yeah.
And you do want to stand next to the grunt though, so because then you get extra targeting, and it's at this point mostly favoring you, I think.
Yeah. This is also one of the points against EM, that EM, if you stand close to them, you have to deal with the explosions. Yeah, so like this is obviously a main exit.
Yeah, it's because it's still in sort of an end hallway.
Yeah, you can see that like another tunnel has connected to it. But you can also see that it was obviously started as this like a single entrance leading to it setup. Yeah. Storage in materials often presents as somewhat wider, like it's 5 wide and so on, and that makes it really, really obvious. This hallway I'm a little concerned about because no doors. But
yeah, exactly. I actually would personally probably not
try to go around the other way.
Yeah, mostly because if there's a garrison or something, or
it's -10. There's no garrisons. Bunch of swarmers is annoying.
Never mind. Yeah, for swarmers. I was a bit confused for a second. My bad. Thanks for correcting me. Rain is saying in the chat that grunts can shoot past each other in 1 tile corridors unless they are like 5+ tiles long. Oh, and 8 FPS has come to the stream and is saying, Pimsky, say something so he can mock you for literally no reason. It's nice to have your 8 FPS.
So yeah, grunts can shoot past each other to some extent. A lot of bots can actually. It's heat flow error, that's annoying. Anyway, so a lot of bots can, just as a matter of they're not actually taking up their entire tile. And so the targeting is actually done on a finer grid, where each tile that we see is in fact 9 smaller squares.
If I can make a sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but before you move on,
Yeah.
This is also similar to the hallway up above in that if you encounter enemies when you're halfway through, you either need to move into a new room like this, or you have to move back while they're shooting you.
Yeah.
And both are undesirable, specifically in this case because there's explosive machines. Now, the length of this hallway is not so extremely long that it makes a huge difference, but it could be slightly safer to have if you had tried going down there first before moving to the side, because this is a big open
Going down
hallway.
here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
here is where I want to go
slightly
next.
safer.
We could also go over here, but this has the same no doors problem.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact,
So
when
you
we
wanna stick
started,
to
I
the-
went up here first specifically because I thought it would lead me to doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try this one next. We know that there's a door here. So yeah, the stuff like the terrain scanning is actually proving to be a bit useful. Oh, there's the other grunt I was looking for.
Actually, what if I don't
Should I
wanna,
just like smash the watcher and go in the room?
what I would have done personally is crush the operator in the tile he's at right now and move there, and then you can then he has to move into melee range to be able to attack you. You can stand still for 2 turns and get the the targeting bonus, while he doesn't get the targeting bonus. Right now you can do 2 shots, which is not a huge deal. So now it doesn't make a lot of difference, but if you'd moved there initially, I think you would have been able to avoid a little bit of damage, maybe.
So you're saying hug this wall to start with, and then when the grunt comes out, it's okay?
Yeah, well, actually, I think at the point you saw the grunt, you could have moved there diagonally, more or less. It's fine, but I'm just trying to...
Because I think I'd gone to this wall first, specifically to make this turn easier. Because I want to come to from this tile to this tile, right?
Yeah, okay. I think indeed when you spotted him, you were at that tile, and if you'd moved so if you'd moved upwards, but in a little V shape to the west, then if you understand what I mean.
So like do this to get out of line of fire, then come here.
Yeah, exactly. And then wait 1 turn, and then you have you can shoot first while he's just walked, so he has a minus targeting.
Yeah,
or
that's a
you
good
have
point.
plus targeting and he doesn't. I'm just these aren't really important things. It's mostly I'm saying it when I see something that could be maybe slightly more optimized.
Yeah, but no, I want to optimize, so this is good.
Okay, just tell me when I start getting annoying.
I mean, we've talked about me being a robot, what, a dozen times? You're not going to get annoying. Yeah, I do want to watch my core. We want to find the storage cache here before we leave. Specifically to have more storage for the next level. Other than that, we don't really care.
No,
because
storage is
there
really nice
is
to get early on.
Literally only this operator in the entire level.
Wow, yeah, that's not great.
So we want the storage cache. We want to at least try to get some hackware off this operator, and that is all we want out of this floor.
Yeah, actually, if I can say something,
because
right now you have an EM pulse gun, and you probably don't want to keep it, I reckon. Or
yeah, this small laser is almost dead. When we find a better weapon, I will pitch that.
But if I can say, you probably have enough backup weapons, probably. So you can maybe use the EM pulse gun now to have the extra salvage, get the hacking suite, then drop the EM weapon to have place for the room for the hacking suite.
Doesn't the EM weapon introduce a chance of frying the hackware, though? I don't know if the plus salvage is actually enough to overcome the chance of frying the hackware due to the inflicted corruption?
I'm actually not sure.
The formula's in the manual if you want to do the math.
Let's just ask chat. There's a lot of knowledgeable people here.
Okay.
Sorry, by the way, chat, if I'm not completely keeping up. I'm trying to have a conversation with Beaston also, so it's a bit difficult to multitask. I'll try to pay attention to question marks so I can answer any questions at least. EM is often fine for operators early on, says this nim. Hackware fry chance exists, but it's fine. Mojo Poop says, use a plasma cutter. Go some. Okay. Yeah, use EM for operator and watcher, just be aware. Yeah, I think generally chat agrees that we could use the EM here.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I would only fire the EM weapon and first stand next.
That's true.
Or no, maybe not stand next to him because he could explode. But
yeah, exactly.
Stand still for 2 turns. Yeah.
Well, I'm already still, and I was from the grunt, and I just stood still for another turn to swap, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And now we shoot the recyclers.
Yes, exactly.
Away.
You can ram him also. That's pretty satisfying. Nice.
Crush him to death?
Yes. He's escaping. Never mind then.
Yeah. Should I use the EM on him?
Did he take it?
Yeah, he took it.
Oh no.
Collects hacking suite. We got the hacking suite off the one operator on this floor and he took it.
Oh man. Normally you want to wait until you're sure that you don't take it, but I haven't seen it myself actually. Oh, yeah, if you now shoot the other recycler, so
yeah,
be sure he doesn't go for it. Because with treasure really slow, so he could find this speed.
Okay, that one has been properly shoot. It lost its tractor beam.
Okay. Oh, I think, yeah, you should be fine. Nice.
I think we're gonna pitch the signal interpreter for this just because we don't have storage and we don't need this.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's a good idea. You do still want the small laser, I think, over the, yeah, because your weapons are already a bit low.
Yeah. Once we actually get the storage cache, the situation will much improve and we will be a lot happier didn't want to shoot.
Terminus is saying something interesting in chat actually. If you shoot the one that takes it, you can press F to target it to avoid targeting the wrong one by accident, since they often come in groups. So I think what he's referring to is that F automatically cycles to the target that you last targeted. So if the target recycler you last targeted steals the hacking suite, then you can press F to identify him in a group of recyclers. So that's an interesting tactic.
Yeah, that is true. That's a good point. In this case, there was only one super close by, but it is a good point in general. I think we want to pitch the small laser for this beam cannon because small laser's almost dead.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Beam cannon does have a lot of heat, doesn't it? But
it does, but it's the only energy weapon we're using.
Yeah, it's fine. I generally really like kinetic weapons for the farming build because they don't rely on anything else like heat.
On -9, we will want to switch to more kinetic, especially once we have more storage. I want to do this just to peek, to see what's in there. Probably just something leading here, but we'll see. Any case. Okay, we may want to go there next.
Maybe swap the ion engine since there's one lying there anyway. And
that's true. When we go over there, we'll swap it.
Yeah.
Alright, index terminals. Let's see where the terminals are. Okay. So there's a bunch over here, and that's really it. Okay.
Are you looking to min-max this, or So, like, there's not a whole lot more we need from this floor. We need the storage cache, at
We
least.
need the
That's
storage
about it.
cache. If we do have the opportunity, yes, I will min-max probably like here we could hack like all the storage schematics we want, which is like the main rating one thing you actually care about.
Yeah. Okay. Personally, I often opt to not play super optimally, to just get everything I really need and then leave the floor. But I think this is also fine. So, and we have two of us talking, so it should be interesting enough. It should still be entertaining.
Yeah. Also, it's just I'm practically programmed to optimize.
Yeah, okay. If you're hardwired that way, we can't really help it.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure like I have all the lore from this depth and everything, so we may as well just like get the storage schematics, say scanalizers, for stuff like hacking suites and so forth.
Rain is also saying -10 you get analysis grunt swarmer or schematic operator.
That's true.
I personally don't really go for schematic operator, but the analysis, especially on swarmers and also on grunts,
That's
since you
true.
fight
That's
those a
probably
lot
better
earlier.
because we can just scan storage later. It's not very hard.
Yeah, exactly. So I think analysis grunts and then swarmers is a good place to start.
Also, these
Uh,
these are like actually new to me. Still, I don't have them in lore too.
wow. Okay.
This is literally my 18th run ever.
Nice. AWS is saying, imagine me dual streaming with Pimsky. It would be a comic capitalist stream featuring combat flight. Okay, nice.
It
It's
would be
fine,
a pretty
AWS.
funny dual stream.
Maybe we could do that.
Okay, enough with the analyses then. I think this also blocks schematics, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it does block schematics.
Okay. Because I wasn't sure if there were like separate databases for schematics and analysis and records and so forth. It was all just one.
No, yeah, actually that's the third thing. So your records, analysis, and schematics are all blocked now for the floor.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. And there's a reinforcement squad arriving, right? Or
Investigation.
investigation. That's the one. So they probably came from those stairs. I'd move up
The stairs?
diagonally. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd move
probably.
up diagonally through the doorway and just wait for a bit.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah.
That's okay. I have a backup engine.
Yeah. I think you could have waited there because maybe they would have left. Or they would have opened the doors themselves. And
They
you
would have
have
opened the door
advantage.
themselves, yeah.
Yeah. But it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Right now, even if you take damage, you're probably not gonna die or anything. So it doesn't really matter. And you're gonna want to replace most of this stuff soon anyway.
Yeah. Actually, with treads, they become a lot easier to keep on -9 because you start actually having sentries.
Yeah.
And you can get them from sentries.
Yeah, true.
Where on -10 you only get them from haulers.
Mm-hmm. And sentries also have heavy assault rifles, which are really nice for the
yeah. We will take this because it's in great condition, and then we will go snatch the one over there as our backup.
Okay. I think there's quite a lot of people from the Discord that are in the chat right now. We have 13 viewers. Okay, that's my record number of viewers, I think, on my own stream. So, nice.
I think at this point I might actually take the heatsink over the improved terrain scanner. It's kind of done its job.
Yeah, that may be a good idea, especially since you have beam cannon right now.
Yeah.
Because you're not very likely to overheat, but if you do overheat, it's going to be very annoying.
Yes. Let's go local emergency.
You had less Pimsky, enough lies. Okay, thanks, AWS.
And then we'll get botnet anyway.
No. Chat is degrading into memes.
Now we'll... no botnet, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, the threads are looking a bit worn, so at this point I'd personally consider just moving to the next floor and not going for the terminals. Because if they do break, you're gonna have to switch to the legs, and that's gonna be painful.
It's
There's
going
no
to be
sense in
painful,
just going
especially
with
because
the
I only have one leg. I think I want to grab this assault rifle over the small laser, and
Definitely.
then book it.
Yeah, seems like a good idea. Because there's not a whole lot of stuff you can get in this floor. It's mostly be min-maxing, but then if you lose the threads, it's not actually good anymore.
Yeah. The only thing I'd potentially want on this floor is the storage cache, which we haven't found yet. But going into -9 without that is just annoying. It's not really a problem.
It's not a huge deal. No. And if you lose the threads, you're actually at risk of dying, so
Yeah.
it's better to just wait with the storage for the next level.
So at this point, evolutions are still pretty much the same as the brick build. You want utilities for your storage and propulsion to hold that all up.
8FPS is asking what the goal of the stream is. Someone in chat already answered this. It's firstly to get Arcade's lore, and then we'll see what ending to go for.
I'm debating whether or not to put the leg on for coverage or save it as something to hop on just in case.
The leg.
Yeah.
You should be able to find another leg really easily. So just pop it on. I think you'll be fine. And if you, for some reason, two of your propulsion breaks and you have to find the fight, you can just equip the last one if you really wanted to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm going to start by going down just because neither of these indicate doors, but this one being one wide at least pins enemies if I had to deal with them.
Yeah, so it's a nice way to funnel them if you need to. Agreed.
Okay, also no doors, but suggests that there may be rooms around here. There's definitely a room down here because I heard a door open.
To Rain, yeah, it's the archive feed from Malthus's
okay,
last stream, I believe.
An operator
No
saw me,
okay.
probably like came out, saw me or something without me ever seeing them. Oh well.
Ouch. Okay, that's unfortunate.
May well be in this room.
Yeah, there's a big open area here, and there's an explosive machine. So
yeah, I don't want to go in this open area. I'd rather like sort of approach it from all sides to find out what's in it without ever going in. So I think I'm going in this room.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea. And generally, you right now want to play a little bit carefully since you don't know where the spot will arrive from.
Yeah, but hey, convenient unwatched terminal, right?
Nice.
So.
Oh, you can recall actually, maybe. Recall reinforcements.
True, but I don't think the indirect chances for it are that good at this point. I mean, we could try, but do you think it's more useful to do that, or do you think it's more useful to try for like Trojan botnet, Trojan operators, index terminals?
I was just thinking out loud mostly, but I do think at this point Trojan operators are probably the most useful. But it's something to keep in the back of your mind. But you should be able to handle them if you stay close to the doorway. So let me recheck the chat for a sec because it's going pretty quickly, so I'm missing stuff.
So you got operators, but no botnet. That's okay.
Oh, maybe, by the way, can you check whether legs is maybe faster if you activate the leg? Yeah, that's 10 faster.
It is. It's overweight, so 100% trap trigger, but it is faster.
Yeah.
4 operators on the floor. This is the one that called for reinforcements because it's green. So we don't know where the reinforcements are coming from, but we know they're coming there.
Yeah, okay. I do think, by the way, what's the trap trigger chance on threads normally? That's like 80% at least.
It's 80% or something. It's not a big deal at this point.
Yeah, okay. I'll read some more chat for a second.
So I don't want to go in here. Even though there's a good chance there's an exit there, there's probably also another way here. What I'd like to do instead is go back through this way. Even if the enemies are coming from here, they will be nicely funneled by this hallway. We'll deal with the operator later once we have storage.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. So that's also for anyone. Just general tactics. Operators are a really safe way to store your hacking suites because no one will steal them and they don't take up inventory space. So as long as you have Trojan operators active and you'll be able to find them again, there's often no reason to rush getting the hacking suites.
The operators, they don't take up your inventory space, and recyclers leave them alone.
Yeah, so they're perfect.
So we got botnet, we already have operators. Zone layout may be useful because we don't know much about the level layout. We may also want index terminals, which may be better.
I think index terminals unmodified. Right, you have one botnet, right? That's
no, linked with 0 systems.
Oh,
because I didn't get botnet on this one. I tried it, but it failed, and the trace got too far for me to try again without locking it.
Okay. In that case, I don't think index terminals is worth it because they're relatively easy to find on their own.
That's true. So zone layout.
Zone layout is fine, and then you could maybe go for more analysis or something like schematic. Improved propulsion shielding is level 3, I think, right? So
it's rating 3. We can't get it here. We
Yeah,
could get it if we had a
regular
security
propulsion.
level 2 terminal, but then the indirect chance would be annoying.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just thinking, is there maybe something else you could get? You could go for the hauler manifests, since there might be good kinetic guns or
That's
something.
True. I would say probably analysis swarmer first, just because swarmers are annoying, and the one analysis, most of its benefits go to combat, which we're currently playing, plus it gives you plus 5% dodge, which is useful even when we go to stealth.
Yeah, so analysis swarmers is a good idea.
Let's try it one more time. Nope.
Cartesian, let me think that Malthusis is saying that scanalizers start appearing on this floor, so you want to get the hacking suite scan.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea.
If we find one, hacking suite is top priority because we actually have it and it remains relevant to the build.
Yeah.
So this, we are going to retreat back into this room because I know it has one door.
Well, actually, the little nook above you is
this one?
Mining room, I think. Yeah, and I think
it's being mined, but I don't think it actually has much room. I don't know if I can do the doorway thing. We could try, and that will get their attention.
Yeah, I think it'll get their attention, and also you'll have to walk less tiles while being shot. So I think it's worth the risk.
That's true.
Yeah. See, so there's just enough room.
Just enough room.
Oh man, I didn't think of the fact that they can shoot past each other.
Yeah, swarmers are really good at shooting past each other because they're so small that they block less squares in the whole underlying targeting system.
Yeah, so this is probably at least not a lot more optimal than down there, but maybe.
Yeah. Also, for when we go back up here, I'm glad the zone layout told us that there's a room over here, that this doesn't go too long without having any doors.
Terminus still hasn't come to terms with the fact that we didn't get experimental sensor array from Mind.
If we'd had explosives and sufficient core, I would have gone in, just because explosives take most of the risk out of the mines, and if you have good core, and yes, with most of the risk out of the mines, they are pretty useful for lowering alert and such, even if you don't get some of the good random events like experimental sensors.
Of course, normally just going to the next floor also lowers alert, so unless your alert is already high, it doesn't really matter. But the experimental sensor rate is really nice, that it's rare.
Yeah. I would say, if you're gonna min-max, if you Like, obviously, if you have low core, don't go in. If you don't have explosives, don't go in because it's pretty risky. But otherwise, yeah, sure. If you know where the mine's exit is, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we didn't know, and we didn't have explosives, and we didn't want to get our propulsion shut off.
Yeah. So I think it's for the best that we didn't go into mines.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the current situation. If you move up, you're probably gonna trigger an alarm trap.
I'm probably going to trigger one. Even if we switched to the treads, I wouldn't be overweight anymore. It would only reduce the chance slightly, though.
Mm-hmm.
So we could just trigger it anyway, or we could go around.
Is there any reason we're in a hurry? I don't think so, right?
No, we're not in a hurry in any way.
So I think it might be best to just move around, see if that works.
Hello, operator.
Rain says, can beam cannon kill a wall?
Let's check.
Because then you could have cut through.
No.
I'm not sure.
The wall has 24 armor. The beam cannon's maximum damage is 18.
Yeah, so that doesn't work. Mystery solved.
Please get out of my way.
Don't crush him. Did you crush him or? Maybe a bit.
Well, I slammed into him with the tread. Yeah, I didn't kill him.
Okay, I think that has a negative salvage modifier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then we shouldn't do that.
That's suboptimal.
Okay, there's a sentry. We're just gonna go in the room, but this is actually good because it means we're probably getting more treads.
Yeah.
This is maybe not the best room because this explodes.
Oh, yeah, we could have also just gone down there, but it's a bit too late now.
I would say because the sentry is just as slow as us, so we could at least go here so that misfires are much less likely to hit this.
That's a good idea. Also, super min-maxy, but if you moved in a V there instead of a straight line down, you wouldn't have opened the door, and in case there's any other robots or something.
That's true. Like, we'd seen it just before, so it wasn't a big deal, but yeah.
It's not a big deal. But there are grunts now.
Yes, there are grunts now. This is why we have more weapons.
Yeah. One thing that's maybe a bit of a flaw with the build right now is you have empty slots. So generally you want to be filling those with stuff that gives coverage.
Yes.
Now we haven't really encountered any.
We haven't encountered those. We will be taking this leg when we are done.
Yeah. But I just wanted to make a note, like, normally you do want to...
We will also be taking this core because it's in very nice shape.
Yeah, and it's actually the perfect core for flight build. Yeah.
Both as a backup if we really need it, though we don't want to use it. Right now we want to save it for flight, and for, backup if we really need it. Yeah.
As a backup... Oh, ouch. It's painful. But what I was gonna say is, you can actually not equip an engine and still be able to fire kinetics at this point.
That's true. So, I just want it for coverage. That's the only reason I did it.
Yeah. But that means that in this particular fight, it might have been better to not equip the engine, because then you didn't waste a turn on that.
That's true.
Because the coverage could maybe make a difference.
We are also taking this armor.
Yeah, right now I would move out of the room before shooting and stand diagonally behind the doorway. You take one more shot that way, probably. But then...
We'll take this, and also we'll force... we'll do the same situation the other way to minimize misfire chance. Hopefully these don't see me. If they see me, I will probably have to go either back in or force them down here. No.
Actually, it may even be a good idea to move back into the doorway right now that you know there. Because if you get spotted, that's gonna be really painful. And just hope this thing doesn't explode. Actually, I don't think your weapons have enough damage to make it explode, maybe, right now.
Let's see.
So... I'm gonna focus
Armor
on
30. No, they can't explode it. That's true.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. I'm gonna read chat for a bit. I missed a lot of messages.
Okay. Better heat sink. We will take it.
Mm-hmm.
We will pitch the dead heat sink. We will take this armor. put this on. This on. Sadly, the sentry didn't drop any treads. Ack. Well, they spotted me.
Oh, well, at least the build is in okay spot right now. The armor is very nice.
Yeah. You're not.
The weapons from the swarmers are also pretty decent, actually. It's
Yeah,
just their
they're light
kinetic and they have
assault.
okay damage.
Go
You
away.
probably want to drop the EM pulse gun
Yep.
also.
At this point, we are done with that.
And since you don't really need a backup engine desperately for this build, I suggest only keeping the light nuclear core in your inventory. Since if you do lose the engine in a fight, you'll probably kill the enemy, and then you just equip their engines afterward.
That's true. Probably, yeah, probably the next thing that I would drop once we find something else we want to keep would be the ion engine.
Yeah, agreed. You may want to kill a green bot and grab a wheel. I'm not sure. Since you have a propulsion slot anyway. I don't often use wheels myself. It's better than nothing. And we could also check if maybe the wheel is faster. I think it might be 10 faster, but I'm not sure.
It's 30 faster.
34. Okay, so that's a lot better. Wheels, yes, in chat. Okay.
We will check this room for items. We know where it is from the zone layout, but that's just like terrain scanning. It doesn't reveal items. Grunt saws, probably the reinforcement squad. We will wait in here. This one also conveniently doesn't explode.
That's very convenient indeed. Wheel meme confirmed. Euro heat intensified. Okay. A lot of memes in here. So, actually, is it okay if I go for 1 minute and grab a drink, and I'll be right back?
Sure, go for it.
Yep.
So, this operator still has is still able to call reinforcements. I suspect strongly that this is their terminal, just based on positioning. Though with this one also here, it's possible that this operator's terminal is up there. That's okay. Honestly, it's pretty hard to avoid getting the squads called on you in materials. We're just gonna get, like, we might take one shot if we get the opportunity, but ack. Pests, no. Back to the room. The light armor was nice while it lasted. We will let the operator see us in the name of shooing the scavenger away. Yeah, that was their terminal. I'm trying to get their stuff. Small storage, and we might replace that. Like, I don't care. Compact wheel, not particularly useful. Light assault, we will replace ours. 2 light ion engines. Okay, so it picked one up.
Beeson, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
There was a swarmer squad that came, so we retreated to this room. Also, this operator called a squad, which I think is that one, which suggests that there is an exit here. So I'm just gonna... I think we'll actually retreat into here. We could go back?
Yeah, since you have 90 speed, I think you'll be able to stay out of their range, so you won't even take a shot.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, they saw us, but yeah, no shots. Nice.
Yep. That's the power of wheels. Let's see if I missed it in the chat. Mostly just memes and debates on what weapons are better. Okay.
Oh, nice. So we lost the armor in the fight with the swarmers, but that meant we got the second storage unit off the recycler.
Okay, that's nice.
So we will pitch this.
Yeah, so generally you don't want to run 2 small storage units since it's kind of
Generally, you don't.
inefficient.
It's only because we haven't found a storage cache yet,
Yeah, exactly.
or anything
So
better to put in the slot.
yeah, I think haulers on this depth still drop small storage units.
No, haulers start
Medium.
by dropping medium, and at this
Oh, okay.
and switch to dropping large. Recyclers start dropping small and switch to dropping medium.
Yeah, okay.
And they both switch at the same depth too. I believe it's like -6 or -5.
All right.
Is
Yeah, I
there
saw
another
some
one? No, it's just
debate
one.
in I saw some debate in Discord a while back about that you could tell the difference between those 2 types in ASCII, but not in tau mode.
Yeah, in ASCII, the earlier versions have the lowercase letter, and the later versions have the uppercase letter, so you can tell.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, they only have the one tile.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. The difference is not a huge.
It's not a huge deal, and by the time that you care, you can easily tell by examine.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
Um,
it's just in tiles normally differences between robots of the same class are indicated by color, but neutrals only have the one color.
mhm.
We will
I
take this just in case.
Yeah, I think it might be worth grabbing 1 wheel again since it was pretty useful earlier.
It was,
The
yes.
30 speed is a pretty big difference.
Shoo! And since that one actually took damage, we will try to kill it.
I don't think that's gonna work. Oh,
Probably
maybe.
not. Maybe. One more
Okay.
shot. Nope.
Nope.
This
Yeah,
one
try the
needs to
next
be
one.
shooed. We
No
got it,
wheels.
but no wheel. No wheel. Oh well.
Okay, better next time.
Small laser. Particle gun. I think they took the other leg I wanted. So actually, we'll do this.
I do think at this point you have more weapons you're ever gonna use, and well, at least you're gonna use soon. Um, and some of them, so like if these were all enhanced autoguns or something like that, it's probably worth saving them for later. But right
Yeah, that's true.
now,
The small laser is the worst of the lot.
yeah. So it's true that weapons are
Rocket
nicer to
launcher.
have backup.
So,
Oh yeah, nice.
so we are taking that,
Yeah, definitely.
and that means if we find the mines with good core, we can take it.
Yep.
Scout, I don't care. Particle gun, you're thermal. Actually, we don't really super want you because of the minus salvage, but
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
I mean,
If everything
-1
goes
doesn't
well.
matter too much, but being aware of salvage is good.
Oh yeah, I was actually talking about picking up the other particle gun
Ah,
because that one's slightly less damage, but if everything goes well, you don't want to be using it, so
yeah,
it's
I don't
probably
want to be using it ideally. We may kill a hauler just for the medium storage if we don't find a
yeah.
storage cache.
Actually, did you also get the Hollow Manifests or
No.
okay? Because then maybe there are something like what do you have? You have the enhanced assault rifles, maybe I think on this depth, which are
Could
pretty
be.
good. Uh-oh, yeah, you probably want to move back
The
into
squad, the scout called them. I knew that they were going to come, but they were going to come here, so I wanted to let them actually see me from this doorway so I could go straight in.
yeah. Well, one point then though is that now the hauler is scared, so he'll try running away all the time.
The
So
hauler
you
doesn't
sort of
actually stay scared for very long, to be
yeah.
honest.
I'm not sure how long it is.
It's
But
not very, like, I remember on previous farming attempts where I was going after haulers where they would get scared for a little bit, and I would leave them be because I had to fight a squad or something, and then I would go find them later, and they were right back on their same route.
Okay. Yeah, but personally, generally, I prefer them leaving them alone because once the fight's over, they're usually still close. In their normal state, they move very slowly.
Yeah.
It's not a huge difference.
Do we want more than one backup propulsion at this point? We're at least going to swap this very damaged leg out.
I think one backup propulsion is probably good enough, but since you don't really want the particle gun, you could also drop it for another leg.
Into this. So this way has no doors and at least something that can be called. This one has doors. We've been in here. We probably want to start up there first.
8 FPS is remarking that it's gonna take 3 hours until we reach factory.
I mean, we
Rain
have...
is saying that that it's pretty chill like this.
It's pretty chill, and also, like I did say, I play fairly slowly. There's a reason this is my 18th run ever.
Yeah, okay.
So rocket launcher or mini grenade launcher? Because now we have two options.
Which one has the largest range? I think the launcher.
So 10, 14. Okay.
14. Yeah, the
Yeah.
range is really.
The range is really, really useful on launchers.
Yeah.
We could get some prototype
Terminus
IDs.
says,
We could just go for more analyses and stuff.
Let me think. Probably go for analysis, I think.
Okay. So we did we tried Swarmer and we failed. So Swarmer again, I think.
Yeah. Terminus says it's fun watching people play. I don't mind. And Mojo says he agreed. So. Also, Malthus is pointing out that the mini grenade launcher has a accuracy bonus. I'm not sure how big of a thing that is, but I think
Plus 10%.
Yeah.
So basically, you take out roughly like 25% of the times it would have missed.
Yeah.
Because base 60% accuracy. But yeah, you were saying?
I was gonna say, mostly you want to use this to fight swarmers. The extra range is really important since otherwise you're gonna have to walk towards them on legs, which grants them a lot of shots. So the range is nice. Also, if you want a guaranteed hit on swarmers, you can just hit the wall next to them, and then the explosion will take them out as well. So that takes away a bit from the importance of targeting for specifically explosive weapons.
Yeah, when I'm using launchers, I do tend to prefer try to hit the wall beside the robot I want dead.
Rain says, until you whiff and hit the wall right next to you. Classic rocket. Yeah, that also happens a lot. Okay.
I think since we're faster than this one, lure it over here.
That one has 2 doorways.
That's true.
So...
But this one has explosives.
Yeah, you could also.
Let's see if the sentry's weapons are actually strong enough to explode it.
That's a really
no, they're not.
Oh,
because armor 30.
Yeah. I was gonna say you could also move down one tile and just fight it in a hallway and hope enemies don't appear. That's also risky. Then this is less risky.
Yeah,
but
just because I can see just from the number of neutrals that this is a fairly heavily trafficked corridor. It probably connects something important up here with the rest of the level.
Yeah, agreed. So it's definitely a big risk, but sometimes if other rooms are risky,
sometimes it's the least risky option, but yeah.
It's always dangerous, yeah. 8 FPS says, I hope you will get exploded. Okay, so got any nice armor or no luck?
No luck.
You can probably...
No tread either. I was kind of hoping for treads, but oh well.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate.
Especially because once we actually start getting double large storage, we want treads for the support too.
Yeah.
That's a
You
mechanic.
have
We
enough.
should note that one is on the level. We don't necessarily need to kill it, but note that one is on the level.
Yeah. You do have enough core for now, so you'll be able
Yeah.
to stay a bit longer. So we can still hope for the storage and the treads both. So actually, how many exits do you know already? In case we do need to retreat.
0.
0. So that's maybe
But
also a priority. At least know where you can run to if things go bad.
Yeah, definitely. Like, for example, I've marked like this room as no enemies anymore, no explosives, one door. This is a good retreat room.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. So this operator called reinforcements, and they came from this direction, which strongly suggests to me that there is one exit in this general vicinity. That kind of
That's
thing.
a good point.
So
that is a dangerous hallway though down there. So.
Yes, it is dangerous. I would rather not try to go there, but it is a point to note. These are damaged, but I will take them over an empty slot.
Good point.
But also, this scout noticed me and then didn't alert, so there's no enemies in this general area, including a bit over here. So worth peeking out this door.
I think
now it alerted. Probably there's a sentry over here or an exit nearby.
I think there's an exit up there maybe, but
do we want to poke out and check, or do we want to just stay here and fight? Because
I just stay here because there's enemies coming.
There's enemies coming. Also, I think based on this layout, that this section of the map is only accessible through this door.
Yeah.
Which explains why there's so many neutrals in this corridor, because it's the only way. So we shouldn't get flanked from here.
There is, of course, still the option that there's a hidden door somewhere, but I find it unlikely based on the layout.
Yeah. Just because the hidden door would have to be like here. Or something.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like there's one. I think you walked past that wall also, so you would have noticed it.
Probably. Yeah. So sentry was in like some room around here.
You can shoot at him already, actually. Since the engineer was holding the door open.
Yeah.
Very gentlemanly.
Do I want to try to shoot through this excavator or just leave it?
Just wait a turn, I think. You're not gonna hit him, probably.
Oh, nice. 2 treads.
Okay, be careful when moving out, because there may be more coming.
That's true. But I think we do want to poke out at this point, because we want these treads.
Yeah. You can probably switch to... yeah.
Yeah.
I was right. Awesome. You can probably switch to treads now, actually.
Yes, we have 3 now.
Maybe.
We will pitch this damage leg. Switch to treads now. Pick this one. Also pitch this.
I think if you do it with A, maybe you can do it in less time units, since it automatically does the inventory management for you.
A does auto management if the part you're attaching is of the same type. So if we were replacing legs, it would work.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay, I was confused for a bit.
I am still keeping 3 legs as backup in case we need to switch back.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Also, we have no engine at this point, but that's okay. And this is the room the sentry came from, so it should be fairly safe to go in. Yeah, there's its cubby.
So now we know where to hide.
Yeah.
When enemies come.
This is confirmed to be its cubby and not like there's another door.
Yeah. I'm having to get a bit used to having to look at chat like this all the time. Chat is pretty active.
We are going to lure this one into that room.
How fast are you? 160? Yeah, that'll probably work, I think.
Yeah, we're the same speed. He's also on treads.
Yeah.
And like basically, as soon as the door closed, he couldn't shoot me. Is the thing.
Yeah. If you drop some good stuff, you can maybe drop some of the legs.
Yeah,
If you
probably.
drop one tread, you have enough backup probably to play
Probably.
it. Oh. That's bad.
We will, however, take this improved light cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Because those one-shot enemies, if you hit their core.
Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. It does have the recoil, but
Yes, but
yeah,
I mean,
I
so do
personally like assault
basically
rifles,
all
but
kinetic
like,
weapons, and with treads, you have enough recoil mitigation
yeah,
to deal with
that's
two
true.
weapons.
That's
That's
true.
fine.
Yeah. Chad is discussing the methodology of what to call the cubby hole.
We are also taking this
Interesting
improved
conversation.
ion engine to have an engine on.
You cut out for me there for a second.
We're taking the improved ion engine that was down here so that we have an actual engine on, because it's better to have one than not since we have the support.
Yeah, that's true.
We also have a repair station, and as long as we want, so we could repair something if we wanted.
I think at this point the thing you want repaired most is probably the improved treads.
That's true.
Since
Most
we're hoping
coverage.
to switch out the storage unit soon.
Yeah.
And even if it breaks, all you'll really lose is probably two legs, which you don't really need that badly.
And we didn't get detected, so we may get to do both.
Yeah. Chat is completely degrading into memes. I'm not going to even read them anymore at this point.
See, this is the joys of min-maxing and actually having a botnet.
Mm-hmm.
That it's boosting our success chances now.
Botnet is really nice.
Yeah.
Like, even when you're not min-maxing, botnets are very useful. Especially the first two. I believe it has a diminishing extra hack chance.
Yeah, the first one is 6%, second one is 3%, and then all future ones on the same map are 1% each.
Yeah, so the first two are a big deal, and afterwards it's nice if you don't have anything to hack for.
Yeah. I mean, we could go and also repair something else if we wanted. We still haven't been detected.
Maybe what we could do is just leave it for now, and then if some of the treads, like the light treads,
That's true.
get more
If
damage,
something
we can
is
come back.
in danger, we can come back.
Yeah, especially for the treads, since we don't have backups.
Empty room. We heard this door open earlier, by the way.
It's probably green bot, I think.
Probably. So this looks suspicious, but it's one wide, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty safe. Yeah. There's
Storage cache.
Awesome.
So let's see. Local emergency. Botnet.
I think botnet's not gonna be very important at this point, but I'm not sure what else to hack for. So.
I mean, I don't think we're particularly likely to get an analysis or a schematic or something from here, just because we have no hackware.
Yeah, true.
31% isn't too bad.
Yeah, the Trojan botnet and Trojan operator are pretty forgiving, even on higher level terminals.
Yeah, it's really security level 3 where they're hard to do without hacking support, but by the time you find security level 3, you should have hacking support if you intend to go hacker.
Yep.
So we will deal with the storage first. This is the out-of-depth stockpile. We may want a shock bomb launcher. The ion cannons we want if they're not too bad on heat and salvage.
I think since you're equipping the storage now anyway, you might as well take a few,
That's
but
true.
generally they're not very good, I think. I personally don't like them because they're thermal.
Well, we'll at least get a look at them when we go in this room.
Mm-hmm. I also think it's maybe worth taking another medium storage unit, since it's possible that you get, or wait, never mind. So I was gonna say, if this was a brick farm, it could be the last point in materials. You equip the third storage unit, so you have enough room to take the last of the farm.
And then you still want one in
And then you
inventory
switch
for
out to
flight.
the undamaged one once
Yeah.
you finish the build. But
I mean,
here, since
we'll
we're not
take it
farming
right
that
now
much
because
of it-
we've got the room. I would say, even with the ZXC farm, sometimes if you have a lot of hackware, you do put the third storage unit on.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Chat is going crazy over the cache and the shop bomb launchers.
So this one's thermal, which isn't great, but it has 0 salvage modifier, so it's not too bad, and we are running a little low on weapons.
Yeah, agreed. But if you can maybe find some heavy assault rifles or something, those would be preferable.
Yeah,
probably.
I agree, those would be better. We'll take 1 shock bomb launcher. I don't think we need 2. I mean, we could, but fill a slot.
Would also take 2 and drop the rocket launcher. Right. Or drop an ion cannon. It doesn't really matter. It's probably fine to just have your inventory full, but as soon as you encounter something useful, you'll want to drop something.
Yeah. So I suspect that these both lead to the same room, so I'm just going to go in this way.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep. And there's the hidden door, which we can use. That's a nice matter pile. We do have room for 60 more matter. I don't think we care.
I think you might as well move up there. But,
That's true.
I mean,
if the scout didn't alert, yeah. But we don't know because we moved out of its line of sight too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if it didn't alert, then it's perfectly fine in the absence of the programmer clock, and is optimal. But if it did alert, you don't want 60 matter that much.
Well,
ooh, Scandalizer.
You are using a cannon, so propulsion shielding is also pretty nice. It's not as like the difference between propulsion shielding and improved propulsion shielding is very big. But
yeah, it's like 33%
really
versus 66%.
Yeah, so that's double the damage it blocks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll probably still take it, especially since we don't have tread backups. We may even put it on over the heatsink and try to go all kinetic weapons for now.
Mm-hmm.
But first we will scandalize this hacking suite.
Yes. By the way, chat, if you have anything important, just type it in all caps or something, because I'm not gonna read through all of the memes. There's just too many.
If we hadn't been traced, I would also try for a launcher and then the medium storage unit. Not because they're particularly hard to get, but because it's nice to use. And we know that we're not going to get any good flight units on this level.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, agreed.
But since we got traced, no point.
Yep. Maybe drop an ion cannon for the propulsion shielding.
Do you want to put it on?
Right now?
Yeah.
Definitely not, because it'll just get damaged, probably. We want to save it for
you want to use it for flight, not to protect the treads. Okay.
Yeah, I think. It's not great on flight either, because you really just want improved propulsion shielding.
Yeah.
But it's still
Sentry, do we want to fight him here, or do we want to lure him in? I mean, we can fight him here. Once the surf gets out of the way, we'll have stood still.
I think it's better to fight him at melee range, personally.
So like this?
Just wait, yeah, that should work. And then I'll have moved, and you will have stood still for 2 turns.
Nice!
You're fine. Oh, awesome.
This is the joy of the improved light cannon. You hit the core, it's done. Also, we got a crit.
Nice.
So it didn't
What's the
really matter
salvage
whether we
actually
hit
on
the core,
light
but
cannon?
damage is 6.
Okay,
Oh, the cannon.
no, that's the like. Yeah, the salvage is -5. That is a bit of a problem.
That's true.
You so maybe if you encounter sentries and you have the time, you could switch to a light assault rifle.
Okay, yeah, that's true. In this case, we did have the time. Anyway, we have a backup tread, so we are pitching the leg.
Yeah. Oh, Caps is here. Ban him, Pimsky. I need to ban someone. Fine, I'll just ban everyone, okay? Or I just ban 8 FPS. That should solve the problem also.
Hello, sir. Please move.
Crush.
Do we want to crush it? We don't particularly care about what it drops.
I mean, there's no reason not to crush it. It's faster. Also, it makes a nice sound when it dies.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's useful. Not really.
Well, we kind of knew that it didn't lead back here. But still, I was kind of surprised to see that there was a room here and it's just like totally inset this way.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird layout.
I mean, this one, the cannon can break the wall if we want to go through. Not very reliably,
faster,
but we can. It's definitely a lot faster than going all this way around.
Yeah, sure, go for it. Because you, there's 2 ways to explore generally from here. Either you want to go to the big corridor to the north, or you want to go down there.
Yeah, either we want here or we want here.
I think the spot down there we can't see as well, but the corridor does look very dangerous. So
yeah, I would actually try to shoot into this room first.
That might take. But I don't know how thick the wall is. That might be 3 thick.
It might be 3. It might be 1. We can at least shoot one and find out.
I mean, sure.
Because we know, as soon as we see it, we'll know what this tile is, and if it's earth, it's 3 tiles, if it's wall, it's 2, if it's straight into the room, it's 1.
Yep. Maybe stand next to it so you don't miss. Yeah.
1.
Okay, nice. The return of the improved terrain scanner.
Yeah, we don't want it. We want the heatsink more.
Probably not.
I'm hugging this.
Anyway.
The inventory's full.
No, but you have ion cannons which you can toss. Maybe beam rifle's not that good. You still have a lag, I think. So you could just try to kill the operator now, so you don't have to come back.
That's true. Let's see.
You don't want to fire the cannon though.
Yeah.
Just turn the cannon off maybe, or
turn it off or swap it out. We have another light assault.
Yeah,
swap it out.
Okay, we also want to fight this guy with the light assault rifles. So
we want to fight this guy, but we want to fight him at melee range, so retreat here.
You could also just stand behind the scanalizer machine.
That's true, but I don't really want to break it.
I don't think his weapons can break it, nor can yours, but maybe it's a bit too late now, so you can just move up to the room. That's also fine.
I think that interactive machines are generally a lot more vulnerable.
I'm not sure what the numbers are.
Like, this terminal is 18, which his weapons can do, and I think the scanalizers are the same. Oh dear.
Oh, ouch. Okay, you can still move to the room on the opposite side.
Yeah.
And if you stand in the doorway and it's swarmers, you can quickly swap to explosives. Oh, too late. Now you're okay, so wait a second.
Yep.
Can I maybe? So this is an important point of feedback maybe. If you can fight swarmers with explosive, it's generally a lot more effective.
Okay.
And you could have done so there. But once they're in melee range, you can't easily take distance again, so you can't use explosives again. So either you shoot them with explosives when you first see them, or you find them in a doorway one by one.
So you were
And-
saying you'd rather I fight them with explosives here as soon as they
Yeah.
popped out and maybe take a little splash damage, even if it meant getting flanked by the sentry in the meantime.
Yeah.
Because
well,
I knew the
actually, at
sentry was
range-
coming, is the thing.
But actually, at the range they were at, you could shoot the wall next to them, guarantee a hit, be still outside of the splash range, probably kill them in 2 turns before the guy arrived.
Let's see the range. Assuming the rocket launcher radius 4. So say 1,
2, 3, 4.
3, 4. Yeah, I'd
Go
have
up
been
to the
just out of range. Just barely.
Well, safely out of range at least. So that would probably have ended up with you taking slightly less damage.
Probably.
Okay.
Right now
that
we're
that's
using
established,
this.
We'll just do it this way.
Especially because if they want to use this passage we made, they have to go all the way around. So they're not flanking us.
Terminus is saying, help system engaged. Help disabled. I am not the flight person.
I mean, we're still playing combat.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. This is not generally what flight looks like, so maybe you're still not used to playing flight and don't know what it looks like. This is not it yet.
Oh, nice. We got a bit of gunslinging. And we will shoo this scavenger.
That's a good idea. So you can...
Well, I couldn't shoot at the sentry anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. You got fresh engine.
Yeah. Your treads are starting to get pretty damaged, so that's scary.
Dropped a
There's
replacement.
new ones, though.
And we got heavy assault from the sentry, really nice. We will take that. We might even take a light assault over one of these ion cannons.
Yeah, what I probably would do if I were you was just 2 ion cannons, grab the assault rifle, and then equip the heavy assault rifle and keep the light assault rifles in inventory.
Okay.
Since you mostly want to spare your core for this level, since you're already pretty low, and you want to use your good advanced weapons right now to make fights as short as possible.
Yeah, agreed. So...
Terminus says, combat, 5 out of 10. Not the worst I've seen.
Okay, this we do not need. We will take the treads.
Rain is saying, Pimsky, someone in Discord needs help. Someone needs help? Yeah, I'm gonna focus on the stream for a second so you guys can help. Is Flying Brick Winds uploaded anywhere? Sure, I'll link my YouTube in the Discord really quickly. So, sorry be distracted for like 30 seconds. But...
That's okay.
Also, I have probably a half an hour before I need to leave.
That's okay.
Let's see if we can find my Flying Brick Wings. Right, so I'll link the Cogmind old setup guide, and then okay.
Nice.
You guys just explain it to them. I'm gonna focus on here for a second. He's about to quit because can't stealth properly. Try to find you. We got some other random called Pimsky. Apparently the name's common then. Okay, what's happening on stream? I missed a second.
Shadow Hauler found some prototypes, specifically improved assault rifles.
Those are really good.
They're really, really good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to equip 2 now, 3rd in inventory.
Yeah, good idea. You can probably toss some of the beam rifles, not great.
Yeah, I tossed the other ion cannon first.
Yeah, that's fine.
After that,
You have 15 out of 16 anyway, so you can pick up another.
yeah. We're also going to pick up this backup tread, so we
yeah,
can
that's a
pitch
good
the
one.
leg.
True. By the way, is there any repair machine anywhere close, or so you could repair the treads? Nah, it's too far away. Never mind then. You have enough backup treads anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Really, once you have enough to completely refill your slots, you're not really in any danger. That's
Yeah.
and later on, even that's pretty excessive. So this one goes further. I suspect this is the way to like the bottom of the level. We'll handle that later. I want to check this room.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan.
Got another improved light cannon, which, I mean, it's nice for enemies we don't want to salvage.
Yeah, I suppose. I think improved assault rifles are infinitely better than them, even
Let's see.
don't mind salvage.
Yeah, the improved assault rifles are just better.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Uh,
Even heavy assault rifles,
I
just
mean,
the
the
regulars, just not
cannon
this one.
does somewhat more damage, but still.
Um, yeah, no,
Yeah.
because it's harder to hit with, etc.
Yeah.
So I'd say even the regular heavy assault rifles, so the non-prototype version of these ones, are probably preferable over the light cannons.
Mm-hmm. So we'll check this because just knowing that this is the edge of the map, it's probably just one or a couple of rooms.
I think it might be mine
Yeah,
or
this looks
no.
like it could be a mine's exit, potentially.
Yeah, it's hard to see at this
But
point.
this is
Yeah,
definitely
mines.
a room. Yeah, that's mines. We know that for a fact. That's really easy. And I want to see this room in case it has anything interesting. I mean, we could take
Um,
the hammer. Backup melee is sometimes nice.
Hammers are really, really bad. But I mean,
They're a
sure,
tag
if you
weapon,
don't
I
have
know.
anything. Yeah, they can't even break through walls normally. But yeah, they're
I mean,
great for
they
scanning.
can break through materials walls, but with a very low
But it
chance.
takes a bunch of tries.
Yeah.
Actually, Terminus was saying something in chat a bit back. You downloaded the medium storage. Interesting. Did you already get hacking schematic?
We already got Hacking Suite. That was the first one we tried, and we don't have any flight units to scan. That's why.
Okay.
I mean, medium
Oh,
storage isn't particularly necessary because we don't take very many hits once we're on flight, but it's better than not using the machine.
yeah, agreed.
But yes, we already got Hacking Suite.
All right. Terminus also says EU hammers.
Fine, we won't take the hammer then.
I think it's probably not going to be very useful anyway, since the light cannon is probably better at breaking through walls even.
Yeah, its minimum damage is higher, so it takes fewer tries.
Mm-hmm.
So we still want to get the 3 remaining operators.
Yeah, that'd be really nice. Your core is still decent, but it's starting to get a bit low.
Yeah.
So maybe also keep in mind that you don't want to stray too far from the exits in case you get in a difficult situation.
Yeah, I'd almost want to see this one, like see where it actually is,
Mm-hmm.
and corner it, and then get the other 2 on this road up, and then just leave.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that.
Which suggests that we want to go this way rather than going down here, potentially.
There's also the door from the scanner room.
That's true.
It's also an option. I am not sure if any of them is better than the others. But...
Just, I know this operator has been hanging out in this general area, which means I suspect the terminal is roughly there.
Well, actually, if you look closely, just below the operator, I think you can see the corner of a terminal there.
This one? Yeah,
Yeah,
that does look
it's a
like
bit
a
difficult
machine.
to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe I'm wrong. The resolution isn't so high that I can tell accurately.
On mine, yeah, it really looks like the corner of a machine.
Okay.
Vital, we
File
will take
mostly?
it.
Oh yeah, I keep calling it file. It
We don't
sounds a
need
bit
2
artsy.
shock bomb launchers.
Yeah, true. Maybe shot bomb launcher is still better than rocket launcher, but
The thing is, they're 2
so
different damage types.
yeah, true. Maybe yeah. I guess it's better to have one of both for every situation.
So this one, we want to scandalize it probably on the next level. I believe this one's already tracing, so.
Moles are maybe good enough to break through walls.
Yes. Their chance isn't particularly good, but they have a much better chance of doing so than hammers.
Yeah, maybe if there's something unimportant in your inventory, we can toss that and
Well,
grab
this
the
one's
mole.
mostly dead.
Yeah, we have enough backup, so probably toss that one.
So this is a machine, but it wasn't an interactive one. So terminal likely. So this
Yeah.
area we had a terrain scan of, which means the terminal's probably over here.
Yep.
We don't really want the shotgun. I don't think we really need to explore these rooms.
I do think the shotgun's probably better than the damaged light assault rifle in inventory.
Yeah. The scout is probably going to alert. I think the operator's in range.
Yeah. Well, I think honestly, if you want to get to the operator, it's inevitable that he's going to trigger the terminal.
Yeah, he's going to alert anyway.
Yeah, but if you can just sit in the room and it's a good place to fight from, then it's fine.
Yeah, we can try, see if it... the fact that the hauler's coming out suggests that there's probably 2 doors.
Oh, yeah.
Because some hauler patrol routes do sometimes end in a room, but it's much more likely once you see that this is a pass-through room than that's its endpoint.
Yeah, also you can see that this hauler's damaged, so it's probably the one you fired at earlier.
Yes.
And it must have come from up there. So there are 2 doors. That means it's really a bad place to fight in.
Yeah.
So maybe check the doors down there first.
Okay. Huh, didn't alert. I think the operator's just out of range, or it's trying to get in range.
It's probably gonna alert soon, but... Oh, it did alert, apparently.
It alerted without the animation for it, huh? Okay.
That's kind of strange.
We want the autogun, I think, yeah.
Autogun is really good. Even better than the heavy assault rifle, I think.
What do we drop the light assault for it?
Let's see. You can maybe drop one of the launchers, since you're not going to use it a lot, so it's probably not going to get damaged a lot, and you don't really need to. You could also drop the light assault rifle. It's both an option. You do have a lot of backup guns, so... Okay. Yeah, since now you have 4 backup guns anyway, so it's going to be enough, probably.
So this is a pretty good room to fight from.
Yeah,
this one may also be good. I think we want to mark this one and go out because we do want to deal with the reinforcements eventually to get to the operator. And the reinforcements won't see us in here.
I think what you might want to do is
You could also shoot through the wall, yeah.
Oh, I was going to say stick close to the wall and move to the next door, but shooting through works fine. For the same reason. You just want to stay in the rooms and not cross the open area now, since if they arrive at the wrong time...
yeah, we just want them to spot us. Even if we're getting their attention, we don't want to actually cross the room and take a bunch of fire.
Yeah. By the way, on a side note, just wondering, have you set up Twitch to record the stream or not?
I have set up Twitch to retain the videos.
Okay, and it does that for 2 weeks automatically.
Yeah, it's the 2-week retain.
Because I was thinking we could also just upload this to YouTube later in case anyone's interested in watching it.
We might. I don't think I've already set OBS up to both like stream and record, so we'd have to do it from there.
You can actually, you can upload from Twitch. So.
Okay. Yeah, I may eventually want to learn how to do that kind of setup.
Oh, you cut out again for me for a second there.
Okay. Yeah, I may eventually. What I was saying is, I may eventually want to learn how to set up OBS to do both.
Mm-hmm.
In case there's any problems with the Twitch stream or anything.
Yeah, I've never had problems with it. It always worked perfectly, but could be useful, yeah.
So I think at this point we want to peek.
Yeah. Because you don't want to stand around this room waiting for. Okay, this is a very dangerous.
This
layout.
is open. This hallway has no doors. I don't know what's on this side. This is pretty dangerous, yeah.
You can poke around the corner, look into the hallway, and move back if there's something scary.
Okay. This got a lot safer because I can get out of line of sight here quickly. I can see now that there's two doors here, which lets me kind of go around the edges, and there's an exit.
Yeah, and there's also a door down there, so
Yeah.
you can just check that now relatively safely.
But this also gives us a place to run to very quickly, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, okay, fine. I was thinking that you could have maybe moved diagonal to the doorway first in case the turn you moved up to it and the enemy got there. You'd have been in position then if there was a whole squad.
Okay.
That's really tiny min-maxing, so don't mind that.
Hey, like I said, programmed to optimize, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm probably also missing a lot of stuff that's more important, so that's why it's maybe bad. But...
So I'm pretty sure this one wide hallway connects over here.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
We could check it. I don't think we really need to at this point.
I don't think so either, since honestly, like we have a to-do list for this floor, and for the particular build,
Going down here is not going to help this to-do list at all. The thing is that in order to get up to the operators, I kind of have to either cross this area or somehow go around.
Okay.
And so I've been down here mostly in the sense that I could. Now that I've seen this, I know I can use this to get into this room and kind of cross around without ever crossing this open middle.
Yeah. Somebody's spamming the chat in full caps, so I know it's important, and they're not gonna abuse my trust by actually just putting memes in full caps. Pimsky, how dare you don't mind min-maxing? That's why you will never get 100k. I think we can guess who that message came from.
Yes. 8 FPS, hello.
Okay, so breaking through the wall is a good idea.
Yeah. Just because I wanted to get through here rather than crossing through.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to cross the large room, and there's still a patrol out here somewhere, so if we can avoid that, that's also nice.
Okay, so its terminal's in there because it didn't go from this one. Also, we saw him go over there, but so this actually has doors now, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can actually use the doors. I'm not really inclined to go this way. We don't need it. I am inclined to go this way, get this operator, and then go through the other door we know to exist or strongly suspect exists to get the other ones, or go around and get the other ones and then leave.
Yeah, and even if the door doesn't exist, you could break through the wall there to the other operator. So.
Hello. I mean, we might as well get Huller Manifest, see if there's anything good. There probably isn't.
It probably isn't.
Empty!
Oh, there's one with 6 improved assault rifles. That's really good.
Uh,
The others are all useless, but
and it still has an escort. And it's the
so we
only
can
one that
recognize it.
and it's the only one that still has an escort. So that we'll keep an eye out for.
Yeah. People are discussing the damage of weapons again.
Second VTOL, we will take it.
Oh yeah, good idea. Now actually, if it's far away from you, you want to be careful with shooting it because
I'll just wait for
recyclers
it.
might arrive before you get there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah. Well, it's often okay to shoot it, but just keep in the back of your mind that you don't want it to get too far away from you, or recyclers will get to it first.
Yeah. Let's see. What do I want to drop at this point?
You have a lot of good stuff.
I could put a third storage unit on. We're not using the heatsink anymore.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Because we have 2 medium. So you could put one on.
Yeah, you can just use one, and the coverage is still better. You could also consider using a propulsion shielding if you didn't want to keep it for flight, but that's only if you're confident you're gonna be able to get improved propulsion shielding, and we don't have the schematic for that yet. So
we don't have the schematic yet. We could start hacking for next floor because I believe it's rating 3.
Yeah. Actually, AFPS is also saying that you could drop them all. Maybe that's also an idea.
It's an idea. We kind of want it for wall breaking at this point.
Well, I mean, you do have the light cannon for wall breaking in principle. So.
Yeah. But also, I'm kind of running low on matter, so I don't want to keep using it for that.
Yeah, true. Armored wheels? Maybe that's worth taking.
It's worth taking at least for now while we have empty slots.
Yeah, and actually you could probably switch out the damaged light treads for one armored wheel and then move around a lot more quickly.
Yeah,
Gonna make it easier to retreat into rooms if we're spotted.
I mean, we're a lot heavier now, so it's 130, but it's still faster.
It's still faster, yeah.
There's the squad.
8 FPS says, wall breaking with mall is not a thing. Open your eyes. Well, I mean, it does work. It's just...
That was nice.
Oh, nice.
1-hit kill.
Amazing. Yeah, the improved assault rifles are pretty nice. Enhanced autoguns are also similar and even better. You can get those in -8 often. Maybe hit the recycler to get more matter because you're pretty low.
That's true.
So we can see the guy watcher is not alerting anyone, and we've been through the area a couple of times, so we're now pretty confident that there's not a squad right here. So you can be a bit less anxious while moving through the area.
Yeah.
The open area, I mean.
I noticed this is the second door we wanted. The operator has gone over there though, so we may want to go around for it.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Still gonna hug the walls though.
Yeah, exactly. So now that you know the area is relatively safe, you should be okay.
Yeah.
You could shoot another recycler maybe. You're still low on matter. So you always want to research matter when you have the chance.
Yeah, that's true. This one was carrying a bunch of stuff we dropped earlier. Now we're full.
Okay, nice.
And the operator forgot about us and came back.
Oh wow, okay, awesome.
I told you, neutrals don't actually flee for too long, generally.
Yeah, I also noticed with operators often that they run away and then they run to you. It's really strange.
And we got the hacking suite, and it's right under us.
Nice. You can probably drop the light threads that are really damaged, or the aluminium leg. Either.
Actually, yeah, let's drop the... Where did... The treads are under here, aren't they?
Yeah, you can
Oh wait.
Oh, I was gonna say you can crush him, but you're on wheels.
On wheels.
I often make
yeah.
that mistake when I have one wheel on, the rest treads coverage that I actually accidentally try to crush stuff. Very painful.
Actually, since there was only one grunt that came, that might have been the escort on that hauler. But oh well.
Oh yeah. That is worth shooting probably.
The hauler
And that's what
here?
it has. Yeah. Actually, what you could have done there is stand still for 2 turns. Get a slightly higher chance of killing it quickly.
That's true, but it would have moved. So.
It would have moved, but it moves really slowly. So.
True. We have fresher treads now.
Yeah, that's better. And also matter refill, so that's nice.
Yep.
Okay. Probably just move back into the room and hope no reinforcements arrive from the other side. So I just want to point out, I'm gonna go in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
I have classes tomorrow, so. But it's been a lot of fun streaming together, so
Yeah.
maybe I could, I don't know, find some time during the week or something, or next weekend.
I wonder why the sentry backed away. It was here earlier.
No, oh wait, actually.
Oh, it was trying to flank, that's why.
Yeah, it was trying to find a way around, probably.
Because the recycler was in the way.
Yeah, if you just stand still, maybe it'll just run away.
That's true. I think it can still see me though, so I might want to move over here.
Yeah, but do you want it to run away actually? Because you still want to kill it for the weapon or whatever, and it's really slow, so you have to wait here really long before it's out of the hallway.
That's true. Yeah, might as well just stay. Oh, no.
He's moving away anyway. He didn't see you.
Even though it was like right in line of sight there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes I've noticed that sometimes enemies can shoot you, but you can't shoot them. So I think maybe the field of what do you call it? FOV, field of view.
The field of view
aren't symmetric.
It's not symmetric, and the difference is specifically in favor of the player, that the player can see more. But sometimes shooting is the other way, because line of fire and line of sight work slightly differently. That the enemies can shoot you, but you can't shoot them.
Okay.
I don't think we really care about what this recycler is doing. We don't want any of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
We will take... No, these are the damage treads.
Yeah, we're probably just...
No hacking suite.
That's unfortunate.
There is one more. It is here.
Wasn't there another one somewhere up there?
That was this one. It wandered all the way down here for some reason. This is its terminal.
Alright.
Why it wandered so far, I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty strange, actually.
I think their wander range grows a bit once they have done their job and they're not super tied to their terminal anymore.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I think they just use like the AI equivalent to the roam command, so in which case they might not even be tied to the terminal at all, and they could go pretty far.
I think it's true that they're not tied to the terminal anymore, but generally they move pretty slowly, so it's strange that he moved so far without being prompted to by being attacked by you.
That's true. So this one we know to be a hidden door, just because of the corridor. We could use that to go through, rather than go this way and deal with the sentry.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Do you want to shoot the hauler?
We haven't found the one with the guns yet, so we might as well take this one out, so we won't get confused with other ones. I don't think it's carrying anything useful, but it's not really a downside to shooting it either.
Yeah, also we're faster than it, so we can catch up to it.
Oh yeah. Energy cannons aren't great.
These are not the ones we wanted. This one might be the one we wanted.
Might be. It's already damaged, so that's the one we shot earlier.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it has an aspect.
These are engines. I don't think we care. We can check manifest to see if the engines are any good.
Well, actually, I know for a fact that the engines at
Heavy
this
ion.
depth,
No,
they're
we don't
too
care.
heavy for flight, and the generation doesn't really matter for the combat build, since you don't need a lot of generation
Yeah.
anyway.
These are heavy ion. We don't want them. We don't care.
Yeah, there's one more type of the same variety, but it's the same story.
Yeah.
It's too heavy for flight, and it doesn't matter for combat.
So we'll just get this operator and then we'll leave. We could actually, we're a little on the low end of core to leave through the mines.
Mm-hmm.
Mines,
Yeah.
mines.
I
I'd
think
say you prefer like at least 300.
it's definitely still doable, this health,
It's
but
doable, but you'd prefer nicer.
yeah, exactly. And I'm not sure. It is a bit risky, and the payoff isn't very
Hacking
large.
sweep, nice.
Awesome. Actually, I'm probably gonna have to go right now.
Sure.
Because, yeah, I need to be quiet also, so I can't talk anymore. Um,
Okay. It was nice having you around.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I might get to an exit and then end the stream there.
Okay. I'll talk to you on Discord, and we can do the continuation of this later this week, maybe.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Alright, so it's just me, and I can't watch chat very well, so I might tab out occasionally to see chat, but that would be about it. I think for this case, now that we have a firm amount of kinetics, we're going to pitch the heatsink. And, you know, I could do the mines. I don't really want to, because I want to more preserve this build for the an explorer. We're not like in danger of losing treads or anything. That's not the problem. It's more, but I don't think we're gonna get quite as nice weapons in there, and these are going to start breaking eventually if we go. Probably if we go in the mines. Okay, vote. Do you want to go to the mines, or do you want to head up to this known exit over here and be done? I see the argument between 8 FPS and Terminus is continuing. And since I was checking chat, I also checked up on the Cogmind channel to see if there was anything important in there I missed. Yeah, Rain, I saw your ping. Yeah, apparently scouts can alert operators without the obvious warning animation. Good to know. Haha. Alright, guys. This has been fun. I do have to do other work soon, so I probably should go soon. You know what? I'm gonna park it, a bot, at the mine's exit, and then we're gonna call it a day. Alright. Great streaming and chatting with everyone and getting all sorts of feedback and so forth. See you around later.